Good day, Rescue enjoyers, or rather, good morning. I just finished like a 9-hour stream. I'm not very awake, but don't worry. I've got everything all planned out. I know exactly what I wanted to say. I've got the numbers. I'm going to do the 48-hour analysis, but I'm just going to skip the intro. So, of course, blah, 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 blah. I'll be doing comparisons to previous Rust stores and get a good idea in regards to how much each of these skins are likely to sell by next Thursday. Complete the sets Rust store. Naval update was delayed, so of course, surprise, complete the sets. All the naval theme skins that are submitted on the workshop will be now postponed, and then they'll be picked for February Force Wipe. That is when we're going to see the naval update being introduced. So okay, cool. When I did my predictions video, my Rust rotation video, I did say this: do not be surprised if all of these do eventually drop off. What do you mean, Hedge? We've got so many interesting looking collection continuations. Well, we did learn from the previous complete the sets earlier this year, back in August. You're very likely not going to see a collection continuation. Although, you've got No Mercy there. Could we see another Sinotype? Could we see a resurgence for a Heatseeker? There's a lot to question, but the most likely answer is, in most cases here, we're most likely not going to see another collection continuation anytime soon, at the very least. And next week, we are expecting another complete the sets Rust store. I don't think we'll see another skin from these collections. I mean, we'll see. But of course, looking at all these skins, first 24 hours of sales, Neon Storage Small Cards box, only 14,000 subscribers. Now you might sit there and say, only? That's a ridiculous amount. But do you remember last year? Neon Meds, Neon Food, Neon Fuel, they did like 20,000 plus subscribers in the first 24 hours of sales. So that doesn't look like it's going to match up to them. That's fine. We're not too worried about that. No Mercy Snow Jacket, just a fair bit behind. Are you actually going to reach 30,000 subscribers? We'll talk about that in a bit. Sinotype Fuel, not the lowest selling skin. Can confirm. Alright, cool. How desperate are people in need of fuel? Well, we'll probably talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. Cobalt Jungle Container Garage Door. Again, you can do a nice little quick comparison. It is selling more in comparison to Fireflies. Interesting. So alright then, we'll discuss that in a bit. So overall, skins are fine, lots of interesting things are accepted, and of course next week we expect to see even more. But now, let's switch over to here and talk about the first 48 hours of sales. So again, I just want to point out, this is a bit delayed. Rust Help's been a bit weird recently. Now if I could just switch over to SEMM, do a nice refresh, you might notice, yeah, this is a little bit better in staying up to date. But what you see here appears to be the actual first 48 hours of sales, maybe around 49 hours. Either way, you kind of get a good idea in regards to what's selling quite nicely. Neon Storage Small Cards box, you're progressing quite nicely, but of course, as we already said, doesn't look like going to match up to the things we saw last year. No Mercy Snow Jacket. We did query in the predictions video and the Rust rotation video, how necessary, how needed, how much is a snow jacket in demand? How many people are going to actually try their best to actually skin their snow jackets? So okay, cool. Lots of things that could be discussed. But I should also point out, we're getting quite a lot of Twitch drops as well, aren't we? Yeah. So over the course of December, I'm sure you've probably seen some of the videos that I uploaded. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But there are some interesting skins that are going to be introduced for absolutely free, and it kind of won't surprise me if some people probably are kind of thinking, you know what, I'll just rock it the free skin. Or the charity skins. So okay, cool. How about we go through all these skins now and try and figure out how much each of them is likely to sell by next Thursday. So, Neon Storage Small Cards box. I made considerations and I thought, you know what? 14,000 subscribers. I looked at it, I questioned it, I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just say Blackout Handmade NMG, because this did get quite a lot of interest in the tail end, towards the very end of when this was in the Rust store. So, okay, maybe we could probably do a nice comparison with that. So if I could just look at the previous week, as you'll see for yourself, 34,400 subscribers, about 34,500. So that was quite a lot, but we did question, you know what, that'll probably be a-okay. Blackout skins, they tend to hold up quite nicely, and that's the only transparent handmade NMG we've ever seen. We're getting 3 Twitch drops on the horizon over the course of this month, none of them with a transparent aim sight. So that's doing good, yep. So hopping back over to here, if you're only going to probably reach out to around 34,000 subscribers, and well, let me give you the estimate. I don't think it's going to sell as much as the handmade NMG, but it will be close. I'm estimating it's going to do between 28 to 35,000. No, 38 to 33,000 subscribers. I can't read my own handwriting. Well, hey, maybe it does sell a little bit more. We finally got the neon small cards box. Wonderful. We've been waiting for this for like years. Ever since we saw like the small props cards box, I was like, oh, surely at some point we're going to see the neon one, right? Eventually we did. Like, if we never saw the delay with the naval update, we very likely would never have seen that. It very much was like a spur of the moment choice to do this because, of course, they're scrambling to figure out what they do. The past 2 weeks of skins, the vast majority of them have been naval themed. So, okay, cool. If you're going to sell that much, and if we could just switch over to here, I mean, this isn't in nice order, so let's just switch back over to here. There you go. Last year's skins. As you'll see, we got, where are they? There they are. Fuel, then food, then meds, then comps, then seeds. Now, I should remind you, back then, when we kept seeing more and more, it kept causing all of them to rise up in price. But eventually, people started to realise 46,000 subscribers, 40,000 subscribers, and 52,000 subscribers was a little bit too absurd. Now, as time has gone on, meds has progressed quite nicely, sold a ridiculous amount, but the demand was there. People wanted it, people craved it, people needed it. So, okay, cool. So, hopping back over to here, can confirm what we have here was a non-glowing, perfectly standard, normal-looking cards box, and people did appreciate it. It was doing a very good job retaining its price for, for a while. But then, of course, inevitably, ta-da! This does look like it's going to sell a fair bit more compared to this, but this does look like it's going to probably work out quite nicely. It's not doing 50,000 subscribers, it's just about reaching over 30. Could it ever struggle? Well, as we go through March and April time, typically around Easter time, that's where we see a pretty bad drop for a lot of Ruskins. Although, if the naval update is now postponed until February, are we going to still see tons of people playing? Is a good thing to point out. We've only peaked at 172,000, 173,000. Like, okay, average player count's still looking pretty good, but we haven't really peaked that well. Although with the Christmas update, so December 18th, maybe we'll surpass this. We'll see how it goes. But we were expecting the naval update, and we're expecting good numbers. It's fine. It's just we hope for better. So hopping back over to here, I'm rolling with the idea that that probably will be retaining its price. It very likely will be working out in the future, but still quite a lot. But then again, we're about to go through post-Christmas. Inevitably, regardless, we're still expecting tons of people to turn up for January 4th swipe. So okay, we'll leave it at that. It's looking good still. It is abnormal. It's a $2 skin. I'm pretty sure the barders would be very good with this. And then afterwards, maybe I might need to go buy some. Let's now move on and talk about the No Mercy Snow Jacket. So hopping back over to here, what can we compare to? To be honest with you, I looked around, I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? It's pretty similar to the cards box, and it's kind of gotten a little bit closer, I reckon, just based on what we've talked about in regards to this. Looking at this, I think it's going to do between 25 to 30,000 subscribers. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to have an early rust or rotation next week. I doubt it. But I have been questioning a lot of people based on what we see here. Are you actively going to try your best to, get snow jackets and skin them? Or are you just going to use regular jackets? Although, a good white jacket is pretty pricey. Scroll. Where is that No Mercy jacket? Oh, there it is. $42. How many of you can afford $42 skins? So yeah, there's a bit of a predicament there. Anyway, that is a fairly straightforward, achievable $2 price. I think a lot of people will probably be grabbing a few. And I wouldn't be surprised if it most likely retains its value as we go through January time. With that January 4 swipe, I do expect a lot of skins in general. Whiteout, No Mercy skins, they will be bought because a lot of people like to have some nice white camouflage. Now, of course, all the other camouflage skins, they're going to work out quite alright as well. That's to be expected. 25 to 30, to be honest with you, with the sales it currently has at the moment, and then over to here, just to be a little bit more correct, yep, there you go, 19,000, we're definitely sure of that. You might even reach and go beyond 30,000 subscribers. We'll see how it goes. I think you might see a lot of people jump onto this towards the very, very end, right? People waiting until the very end on Thursday to make some purchases. I might be one of them. I'm selling a lot of Christmas skins at the moment. I've got money to spend. So, okay. It's looking pretty sweet. We'll leave it at that. It's also abnormal. Wednesday night, we're going to be chasing after a lot of abnormal skins, alright? Lots of interesting things to look forward to. Cobalt Jungle Container Garage Door. So if I could just quickly switch back over to here. Yeah. Interesting. But to be honest with you, both of them have been selling quite similar amounts. So 10,100, 10,000, almost 100 there. I think I'll talk about all three of these though, because the SAP wasn't too far behind these two either. So Sinotype Fuel, Cobalt Jungle Container Garage Door, and Heat Seeker SAP. Let's go ahead and talk about you. What do we want to compare to? So I made considerations, I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, maybe Sinotype Dropbox would probably be an okay option. It didn't sell too absurd, but you know, in comparison to these skins over here, it did sell quite a fair bit more compared to these. However, I think it's a decent point to look at, because I do believe a lot of people will be jumping onto this towards the very end of the week, Thursday. So let's just hop back over to here. There you go. Sinotype Dropbox did 24,000 subscribers. It felt like hardly anything, and at the moment it's holding up very nicely. Hopping back over to here. As you can see, this has now surpassed the SAP, and well, you've dropped off because the SAP's now surpassed you. I think I got that the wrong way around. Only you have been lagging behind. That's it. So looking at this, I wouldn't be surprised that probably reaches up to about 24,000 subscribers. I did do a comparison in a nice short video, and of course my Rust rotation video, with the Firefly's garage door. That glows. That, to be honest, does have better transparency on the bottom. But this right here, it doesn't glow, more discreet, and it's got the transparency here in the top, which is useful. I could see that working out quite nicely. But based on the progress I'm seeing here, I think the Sinotype large box, the garage door and the SAP are probably going to do between 23 to 26,000 subscribers. Are you a fan of this? Did you like what you saw? I'm going to try and do like a nice discreet base in the jungle. Green metal, nice garage door, green kick hazmats. You get the idea. I mean, it might work. Couldn't hurt to try, I guess. So, all right, cool. We'll keep an eye on you, but garage doors in general, we know how it is. But at the moment, Fireflies is holding up. That was $4. This right here, $2.49. It does have the transparency here, in the corners, and a nice discreet approach. All those people who like to copy William and cover their bases in grass rugs, green camouflage rugs. I actually forgot the name of it, but do you remember the original one? I'm sure you do. So, with that there, or Fireflies, do you reckon I'll just use both in the same video? It feels like an inevitability. So, okay, we'll leave it at that, but yeah, it does look pretty interesting. The SEP, though, we have questions because we're getting Trust and Rust Twitch drops. And one of the notable skins is a white, transparent aim sight, awesome looking SAP that everybody can get for absolutely free. This right here, it costs $3. I'm rolling with the expectation that it's going to probably be the second lowest selling skin out of all the Heat Seeker skins. And I'll be honest with you, it's not really like a bad thing. Look at them. The worst performing one is only down by 10% and it did 65,000 subscribers. So, as time goes on, will anything compare to this? Well, of course, there's Twitch Drops app, but it's only going to be available for a few days. And once it's gone, it's gone. Can confirm BSAP does compare to it, but I feel like this is going to be the more reliable option. People appreciate the collection as a whole, and with what we see here, it's not selling too absurdly, but it is still selling quite a lot. 23 to 26,000 subscribers. To be honest with you, I think it actually might be doing a pretty decent job. Might take a while though, but I could see that working out quite alright. So that'll be more of a discussion when we talk about it on Wednesday night next week. Abnormals, oh yes, you're one of them. So we'll keep an eye on that, but yes, it does look pretty interesting. But the Sinotype Fuel, I question you. Do you actually feel the need to have a fuel large box? Depends on what servers you're in, depends how big your group is and whatnot. I understand that. But is it that necessary? Can you imagine a lot of people needing this? You have to think about other people. You've got to think about the demand. So, in regards to that, I think, yeah, you'll probably just about reach 23,000 subscribers based on what we saw the previous one here and what we saw over to here. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's just a bit short compared to Sinotype Dropbox. So, alright then, we'll leave it at that. Looks fine, all three of them. There's lots of skins in this roster that do look very appealing. But you do have to question how many people have bought tons of these with the pure intent to sell. That's always the worry. Dungeon armoured double door, and to be honest with you, yes, and the greening area single armoured door. Pop it back over to here. 7,700, 7,300. What could we compare to? So I looked at both of these skins, I considered it, and I thought, you know what? Let's go back all the way over to here. Let's consider comparing to Biohazard Bunker Garage Door and the small sulfur box. So let's switch over to here. Let's go ahead and take a look at those skins. So, almost 19,000 subscribers and just over 17,000 subscribers. 17 to 19,000 subscribers. That's right. Yeah. We don't get that many armoured double doors, do we? No. I immediately brought that up. This is a lovely looking design. Skin creator actually responded. He heard me saying, oh, I'd love to see the rug actually being accepted one day. Well, he's going to consider resubmitting it now. Won't happen until January though, so okay. But you might notice with the skins that came out this year, down 12%, down 22. Look at the skins that came out last year. Up 18, up 171, down 4. Pixel doesn't really have any, like, interesting features, I guess you'll say. No glow in the dark, no transparency. This right here, it glows very nicely, and the design, it looks awesome. Consider watching my rust rotation video, it really does look nice. So overall, the honest approach is I think I'd just probably do like a bard and stick with it. 17 to 19,000 subscribers would be quite a lot in comparison to these skins here though. Let's just quickly point out the highest subscribers. The highest ever selling skin was the Cobalt Jungle Container Door. It was only about 25,000 subscribers though. And then over to here, Outer Planets Armor Double Door, 19,500. So honestly, if things hopefully slow down a bit with Armor Double Doors and we don't see that many skins next year, I think it could work out alright. But then you look at like the Dungeon Collection and only one skin here is doing alright. The other two, ugh. So alright, fair enough. The Greening Area Armored Door. It was the first single armored door skin to be accepted in a Rust store in 2025. It's December. Anyway, Greening Area skins do look like they're quite alright. Now, when I saw this would complete the sets back in August 2025, well, 2 months or so, 2 or 3 months ago, I looked at it, I thought, you know what? I don't expect a collection continuation anytime soon. Well, there you go, we just got the armoured door. Again, all by circumstance based on the fact that we didn't get the naval update, understandable. But what comes out after you? I've asked my chat this, I'll ask you again. How often do you actually get to the point where you're actually using an armoured door? And then how often are you skinning it as well? It looks fine. This collection does appear to be appreciated. Would you like to have some lovely greens to be grown in your base? But it's holding up. It's doing pretty good. The acceptance did give this a bit of a boost though. I will say that. It is noticeable. The locker was down. Now it's up. So we'll keep an eye on you. But again, I still question like how much demand is there? Because you take a look at the armoured doors and you'll see, oh well, yeah, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. Yeah, I mean, you got 3 there. But the rest, so yeah, makes me question a lot. But it does look pretty nice, and it's part of a collection that has decent demand. So 17 to 19,000 subscribers shouldn't be too bad for you. Fingers crossed. Then we have the locker. I looked at the locker, I made considerations, and I thought, you know what? Best thing I could probably compare to, with that sitting here, with 6,800 subscribers, I thought to compare to the Black Diamond L96. 6,856 subscribers. So away I go. Let's go over to November 13, and you'll see for yourself, 16,000 subscribers. Looking at the current rate of sales with just over 10,000 subscribers, I looked at it, I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? 15 to 17,000 subscribers. Now we have the question of, with the amount of lockers we've seen this year, could this hold up? Will it be appreciated enough? It looks nice, very shiny, very reflective. But then again, are we like struggling to find other options like that? Rustoria Locker wasn't that long ago, and it does a very good job standing out very nicely. Being honest, I know it's not for everyone, but to say, oh, there's nothing like this. No, come on now, you got this, you got this, you got this. All right, fair enough. You go over to here and you might have a few more, but the amount of lockers we're seeing now is getting a bit too ridiculous, and you'll notice that a lot of them are struggling, okay? So what we have here, it is part of the Neon Bismuth collection, which it appears to be quite in demand. Again, technically this isn't actually part of the collection. I'm being a little bit hopeful. 15 to 17,000 subscribers. Here's hoping it's more like 15,000, but it's still quite a lot. Take a look at all the lockers. Look at them based on highest subscriber counts. Yeah, okay, I don't think we'll do 40,000 subscribers or 36. It looks like it might just about be smack dab in the middle. That shouldn't be too bad. More than greening area. Remember, that did drop off, so... Smart barter? Smart barter. Okay, we'll probably stick with a smart barter. With the bed, I thought about making some nice comparisons. I thought, you know what? Oh, yeah, Molten Visage and Popstar MT49. 5,500, 6,200. We're comparing to the 5,800 subscriber Forest Raiders beds. Alright, cool. So, looking back over to there, where were we? November 13. Yeah, 14,000 and just under 12,000. I think the Forest Raiders bed is going to do between 12 to 14,000 subscribers. Seems fine. I don't have any issue with that. Again, considering the beds are about to get for absolutely free, I guess you could say it's bad timing, but then again, it's not like Skin Creator submitted it recently. So, alright, your collection, very in demand. The best green option we have for camouflage, but that's the clothing and the armour. The deplorables, they have been struggling for quite some time, but of course, you know, with the recent acceptance, it's kind of looking pretty good at the moment. You though, if you don't sell that much, if you end up selling for around if it only has about 12,000 subscribers, it would look a lot more interesting, but it might take time for it to work out. And potentially in the future, we'll maybe see another random Forest Raiders deplorable actually being accepted. Maybe another complete set thruster, we'll see. So, thinking about it, yeah, I think you'll probably be okay. But again, I think for a while it might not be doing super great. Could be just like a $2 barter. I think I'd be alright with that. Yeah, we'll consider it more. We'll see what the sales look like next Wednesday when we do the abnormal barters. Don't forget, I will be streaming. So, YouTube, Twitch, around 9 PM UK time. Yeah, all right. So, next, we have the bow and the fridge. So, let's go hop back over to here. The bow and the fridge, they had similar sales initially. So, 4,400, almost 4,200. What am I going to compare to? I thought Forge, Sheet Metal Door, and the Tempered Bed were a good option. 4,000 subscribers, 4,400-ish. So, yep. How much did they sell? Let's go ahead and find out. So, getting a good look at these two. Yep, this reached just about 10,700 subscribers. This reached about 9,600 subscribers. In comparison to the skins we have over to here, the bow and the fridge. Wow, there's a bit of a distance now. I thought about it, I questioned it, and you thought, you know what? 9 to 11,000 subscribers. You? I'm pretty sure you'll be reaching that amount. You? Oh, that's a bit more questionable. This definitely looks like a fridge that's going to sell less than 10,000 subscribers. And I gotta point it out, like, how could that end up with such low sales? It looks awesome. And I'm so happy that I instantly noticed it was a Shining reference. I didn't know, I just guessed. I looked at it, I thought the face looked very familiar. So, alright, cool. Do you reckon that could have a nice future ahead of it? Nuke Vibe as a whole isn't exactly doing super great, but this design really does look, it looks nice. It looks awesome. But then again, how many more fridges are we going to see? We have seen a record amount of fridges being accepted in a single year. We have received 19 in total, and we still have Christmas on the way. How many will be accepted in 2026? Because you might notice, the majority of them not exactly doing super great. It's quite unfortunate, but it's only becoming more and more of a problem. I kind of get the feeling we're going to see a lot more fridges next year. Smart barter? Smart barter. But I should point out the bow, it's not abnormal. Right then, next up, I'm going to talk about the Ladybug Cosplay Tier 2 and the Apocalyptic LR300. So, let's quickly switch back over to here. Ladybug Tier 2, 4,000 subscribers for the kilt, 3,800 for the vest, and the Apocalyptic LR300, about the same, just literally just a few less compared to this. So, alright, very close to around 4,000 subscribers. What are we going to compare to? Reptile Hunter Backpack and Protector L96. Here you go. 4,400 subscribers and then 3,600 subscribers. Okay, that's a bit of a distance, but probably should be a nice thing to compare to. So let's go ahead, look at those skins, and what do we see over to here? 9,500 subscribers almost, and about 9,000 subscribers, just over. So okay, that's not too bad, but I kind of get the feeling based on the sales I'm looking at over to here, some of these are going to probably struggle to even reach 8,000 subscribers. So I suggested 8 to 10,000 subscribers for both the Ladybug Cosplay Tier 2 and the Apocalyptic LR300. If the Ladybug Cosplay Tier 2 ends up with just about 8 to 10,000 subscribers, yeah, it looks to be the lowest selling skins in the set. If it ends up with about 8,000, it's going to match up with the boots. And let me tell you, the boots are selling for $14 at the moment. How did that happen? Well, you know, spike demand, spike in price. It happens, it happens. And we'll be seeing it again next week. Is it actually $13? Is it actually selling for that price? Seems to be selling for a very similar price. Okay, fair enough, understood. Is it going to last? Good question. So in regards to, did you even consider wearing any Ladybug cosplay recently? Have you been considering it now? Because we've got a full set technically. Would be nice to get some gloves in the future, and hey, maybe that might happen. If we see Ladybug cosplay gloves being accepted in the future, you could see this Sparkle Demand, Sparkle Price all over again. But I think it has to be submitted. Those are leather gloves, so alright, cool. I get the feeling Milho Frito might just leave it. And we'll see how it goes. Personally, I was hoping to see B cosplay. Can't complain though. Alright, so anyway. If it does remain fairly in demand, that tier 2 very likely will become the most expensive pieces because there's only so many of them to go around. We'll keep an eye on that. If this is doing very nicely at the moment, I fully expect that to do very nicely if we were to see more of it in the future. Jacket, backpack. You know what, a backpack would be pretty sweet. So alright, cool, but not abnormal. Do keep that in mind. And for the Apocalyptic LR300, I mean, part of a fairly well-established collection. The clothing and armour's doing quite alright. The LR300s, well, oh dear. Down 66, down, not too bad, it's 5. Black Ops LR300 is only up by 1%. Apocalypse Nomad LR300 down by 64, down by 68, down by 65, down by 71, down by 33. Oh, you were doing quite alright for a while. Anyway, I get the feeling that might have been manipulated. The sales it has is a bit odd. Doesn't really make too much sense. And that, of course, being a Heat Seeker skin, I can't really complain about that. But then you look over to here, and then you see this, and you might think, oh, hang on a minute, yeah. Space LR300 Assault Rifle, yeah, that's going to be a special DLC with the brand new building skin. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you get lost in the shuffle. A $2 skin, looks nice, interesting pattern. I just don't think it's going to stay in demand, and I don't think it's going to keep attention for long. So, yeah, that might just here, it might be like a 60 cent, 20 cent barter. Lack of sales, but lack of interest is still happening. So, okay, fair enough. So overall, yeah, no. Lots of sales, look pretty sweet. Will we see the same thing next week? If I were to ask you right now, what would you like to see being accepted if we're going to see another complete the set style Rust store? I should point out, I do have a link over here. So if you go to my YouTube, if you were to search for complete the sets, you will see a video I made in 2024. The list I have there should still be relevant. So there you go. 1 year ago. Hopefully it's muted. Don't automatically play. There you go. Perfect. I'll link that in the description. You'll see right here, complete the sets candidates. Consider giving this a good look and just tell me right now, what would you like to see being accepted? I'm technically part of this one. Would you help me out and get in 1%? I still think that's funny. Anyway. I personally would vouch for like ramen shop vending machine. This looks awesome with the kitties. Well, to be honest with you, anything from this set, don't see the collection link there, but if you're to see like all of this, you'll see plenty more recently submitted. I'd love to see the sheet metal double door. That would be cool. That'd be awesome. Neon kitties. But aside from that, porcelain rug, how did that never get accepted? How? I even tweeted about it. There is actually a version 2 as well, but I think it's pretty much the exact same thing. So, you got dungeon rug. How do we not get that? I want to cover my entire base in that. Don't you want to call your base the dungeon? Don't you? Come on now. Handcuff some people, do strange things in your base. It's all good fun. Role play. Anyway. So, plenty more interesting things. Harbour Seal Fridge. If anything, we'll probably see some things that are ticked that have actually been accepted. But this basically kind of gives you a general sort of understanding for what collections could be picked from. Maybe not the specific skins, but the actual collections. Wouldn't doubt it. So, scroll. There you go. Sat from Hell. Really now? I can't believe I actually had that. Well, there you go. That was from the previous week, wasn't it? Oh, and Factory New Thompson. All right. Oh, and Chameleon Double Barrel Shotgun and the LR300. I was pretty spot on. I'm just saying, I was pretty spot on. So it gives you a good general understanding. Copper boots. You're going to see the Ladybug Tier 2 in a second as well. So, okay, cool. I think I need to clean that up. But I'll put that in the description. And you tell me, out of everything you see here, what would you like to see being accepted in next week's proposed Complete the Sets Rust store? I can see it too. I know you want it. Scream louder, pray harder. So yeah, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it all goes. Now, I also just want to point out, if you want to be aware and get a good look at all the brand new Twitch drops, I have a video right here. It goes on a bit long, but when I showcase a skin, I damn well make sure you get a good look at it, alright? So, I do some comparisons, I do a lovely bit of showcasing. Does this look nice in this way and that way and whatnot? So, I make sure that you do get a proper good look at these skins, right? So, I apologise if I take my time, but I've already given you the answer. So, that's nice, but also the Trust and Rust Twitch drops. Now, we get Bone Armor Tier 2, well, actually, it's like the vest, the road sign kilt, and that's it. And then we get a face mask, but it's also white and bony and all that. And I thought, well, okay, that looks pretty sweet. Why don't I go ahead, put white out on it, or under it, and then, of course, like test it out. Does it look good in the snow and all that? And to be honest with you, not bad. White out vest, $20, $25. Road sign kilt, $20, $25. I don't think many people can afford that, but they can get the brand new Bone Armor, vest, and road sign kilt for absolutely free. So if you want to see how effective it is, it's showcased in here. Remember, everything's chapters. Even when I point out, oh, I'm going to test this out for white camouflage testing. I also mentioned that there's like a much more approachable and affordable white coffee can, lizard skull coffee can helmet. So consider giving it a good watch. It's all there, right? So yeah, cool. So is there anything else to yap about? Well, I mean, not really. We know that this is happening. Everything's just going to be, everything's just expected to be like a naval update for the foreseeable future. We are expecting all DLC to be coming out on the 18th of December, the Christmas update. Next week will be a normal Rust store, well, complete the sets. The week after that, and the week after that, Christmas Rust stores. Have you been keeping track of all the brand new Christmas submissions? I've noticed more collection continuations, so let's just point it out right now. So as I see right here, do you remember last year's Gingerbread Man rug? Now we've got Gingerbread Woman. Have you noticed this has been rising up in price quite nicely? We'll see how it goes, but that very likely could be a thing. Now what else have I seen? Well, I should point out, Gingerbread Handmade NMG has been made. Not bad. Does it have a transparent aim sight? Yes, it does. Will it happen? If we see that being accepted, what happens to the Blackout Handmade NMG? Well, it'll probably still stay up. But yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. Got to keep an eye out. Oh, look, there you go. Evil Snowman. Yeah, not bad. Not going to complain there. Yep, that's looking totally fine. That's an awesome looking set. And then, oh, here you go. Get a good look at this. So that's Gingerbread House. Looking very nice and tasty. I should also point out just some nice skins in general. Get a good look at this gingerbread design. So anticipation of the holiday. Looks fine to me. Yeah. Oh, it's a sheep matador. Oh no, it's an armador. I saw the things to the side. I was fooled. Tricked. So, yep. Looking pretty sweet. And looking forward to it. Oh, Snowy. That's the collection continuation. So I'm sure you're aware that we're getting Rustmas skins. I can confirm. Between December 18 to the 1st of January, 4 skins will be available on Kick and 4 skins will be available on Twitch. They're just like Christmas skins. Don't assume, oh, pay to win this and all that. No, it's just Christmas skins. It's just Christmas skins. Although, the first ever penguin skin, and to be honest with you, the SAR might be a much more approachable and a free option in comparison to rather than spending like $15, $20 on a comic SAR. Yes, I'm not joking. So of course I'll be showcasing them as well. Over the course of just a few days, 3 batches of Twitch drop videos from me. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So just pointing out, Christmas is getting more and more interesting skins and even more Twitch drops. So yeah, cool. I mean, can't complain. You're getting it for free, hopefully. So yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. Keep an eye on this. Abnormal Barders next week, Wednesday. My details are in the description of this video. You can see it for yourself. And I should also point out one final extra thing. The charity event has done a very, very good job. It's surpassed the £10,000 goal. And right now it's got about like $15,000 to $16,000. And if we reach that, it'll be about 20,000. So props to everybody. Thank you so much if you donated. You're all lovely people. But yeah, lots of people have been donating. Lots of money has been raised. So I'm still taking part in it. The final day is tomorrow. Sunday is the final day. I don't know if I'm going to be very lively. And yeah, Silico, you madman. He's donated like $500. No, he's donated at like $750. It's ridiculous. So props to you, good sir, and props to everybody else who did, donated as well. Cool. So yep, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Consider watching my Rust rotation to get a good look at all those skins. My predictions for my own thoughts in regards to what potentially might be a nice investment this week. That's it. That's a wrap. So catch you later. See you. Goodbye.